Thanks very much for tuning in to the South Devon Bass Guide YouTube channel. My name is Marc Cowling. You may know me from my sister channel, Marc Cowling Bass Lure Fishing, the Definitive Guide. I'm the founder and owner of South Devon Bass Guide Limited, an author, and I've been a professional guide now for just over 10 years. Now, this is the first vlog, if you like, in relation to the captures, the more significant captures that is, that our clients have achieved at South Devon Bass Guide. And in this one, this is all about my client Tom. Now, this was a guy who I'd never met before. He was very, very keen to experience everything that South Devon had to offer in regard to the types of venue, the types of marks, and also just to really delve into the whole experience in regard to the tactics, the techniques, and the different methods that we use to catch this amazing species of fish. Now, this was a 3-day package. He came with his 2 friends, Dom and Andrew, who are brilliant blokes. They're regulars of mine. They come down every year on a 3-day package, normally end of May, early June, and this was no different. They invited Tom along. He loves his fishing. He had what I think is a classic rod. He had a Major Craft Sky Road 862 ml, which, you know, that is one of my all-time favourite rods. For me, it was probably the first designated bass lure fishing rod that came into this country, and I won't mind admitting that my own version of the Major Craft rod, the Marc Cowling Sea Bass Custom, was kind of modelled, if you like, on that amazing rod, albeit 2 inches longer. So yeah. So when Tom turned up, he was very keen to learn, very, very receptive, you know, the perfect kind of client, if you like. And the story of this one is that we were fishing in a creek that was protected from the wind that evening. So this summer has actually been, you know, yes, we've had a couple of heat waves. We're now into our 3rd, but overall it's been also quite a windy summer, I think, and that'll be the 4th on the trot now as the sweat drips off me. And basically I took him up into this area that was a little bit more shaded and was out of the flow, out of the main flow where the other 2 guys were fishing. And I said to him that I expected in this kind of corner of the creek that there could be quite a lot of mullet just milling around. And yeah, sure enough, well, when we got there, I looked in and I could just see probably at least 100 mullet swimming around. And I said to him, there's a very, very good chance, I'd explain this on our way, just sort of, you know, up and around the corner to this particular area from where the other guys were, how bass love to mix in with the mullet. And, you know, anywhere, whether you're only a couple of miles inland or even like 10, 15 miles inland of these estuaries, if there's mullet there, there could well be bass there. There really, really could. And yeah, I say I couldn't believe it, but I actually could. I almost expected it. But we were stood there watching, and I said to him, look, did you see that? And there was a bass that was just sort of just cruised in. It turned, and I just saw its mouth. Its mouth just looked totally different. Its head looked different, and this fish was much larger than the mullet surrounding it. Now, the average size of the mullet was about, I would say, 2 pounds, something like that. And this bass was pretty much double the size. It was darker, broader, far more menacing, as they always are. And yeah, I just saw it turn, I saw its mouth open, and I said to him, there's a bass. And I estimate its size to be around 6.5 to 7 pounds. I think it was about 65 to 67 centimeters, something like that. 68 centimeters is a pretty big fish. And, you know, before I could say to him, right, flick the Megabass sleeper crawl, which was, you know, what we already had attached in anticipation for seeing a bass, I saw another one cruise in underneath the mullet, and this one basically did what I've seen a lot of bass do this year, and that is just flank and rub itself along the sort of gravelly seabed. And I said to him, look, there's another one there. Now, again, I estimated this one to be about 4.5 pounds, which, as it turns out, I was right on the money with that one, because what I did is I straight away, I said to Tom, I said, right, just flick this lure in. Like I say, he was a confident angler, so, you know, I knew he would have the ability just to flick this lure basically into the required zone, which was essentially right on the edge of the mullet. And as you'll hear now in the audio, what I was doing is I was just saying to him, right, just turn the handle, pause, turn the handle, pause, just to make that lure just move along the seabed, move along the seabed, move along the seabed, just sit up with its claws up. And yeah, all it took, first cast, it took, I don't know, 3 or 4 turns, as you'll see from the video there, and yeah, this fish took the lure, and you'll hear me shouting rod down, because we were fairly elevated. We were on a bank of grass, and I basically had to sort of jump down into the water that was only like, let's say, not even knee deep, and basically just grab the trace and just try and manhandle this fish, because yeah, the net was just a little bit further away from me, which, yeah, a bit of a schoolboy error. But you know, we were just so excited to see that fish, you know, the big one, and then the smaller one underneath it. So I just said to him, right, just go for it straight away. And you know, I was on my way to get the net, and I said, you know, as you would have seen, just saying to him, just move it, pause it, move it, pause it. It took it. We got the fish in. Again, it was around about 57 centimeters by my estimate, so about 4.5 pounds. What was really cool is when we released the bass and it swam away, we just moved around to another little area where I thought I saw more mullet moving off, and where I thought I'd seen the big one going up to. And again, Tom flicked the lure in, and this time I was just literally just watching with my head over the side of these reeds. And so that tells you, you know, we were a long way up an estuary, and yeah, I just saw the nose, or the head of the bigger one, move straight up to the Megabass sleeper crawl. He moved it, paused it. It had its nose pretty much on the lure. He moved it again under my instruction, and it picked up a bit of that horrible green salad, and then it literally just melted away back into the mullet. But never mind, we got one out. You know, what a great experience, you know, as you would have seen from Tom's words at the start of the video there. It was a lovely moment. Like I said, you know, we'd never met before, but you know, I think we became, you know, good friends throughout the 3 days. And lovely guy, come all the way down from London. You know, he's a busy man, he's got a young family. So this fishing trip, this 3-day package, this experience was something that he'd looked forward to for a very long time. As always, I was just absolutely made up for him. I mean, my clients always say that I get more excited than they do about catching bass, and yeah, I do. I just love seeing all of the components and elements and things that I've taught people just coming together. And yeah, that was a real highlight of the season so far for me. And you know, I think it's very apt that this was the first vlog that I created for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed that one. And yeah, there's most definitely going to be a lot more of these vlog posts. So see you again very soon.